Okie dokie, development artichoke. Probably want to throw some music on. I mean, where's my 40k music? do 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 do. This is gonna take a hot second because I gotta go program this in it, and I just spent playing D&D. Only a third playing it because, you know, a bunch of characters showed up, which is fine. I kept running off on my own like an idiot, but also literally 5 hours on a project that was told, we were told is entry level for the class, and it was absolute hell. So, I guess rip me for school this semester, because holy crap, like, what the hell? Okay. So, I'm doing a lot of experimenting with set directories up and down. This is the progress I've made so far on one of them, but we'll get to it. I just want to finish some hull armor and maybe some under armor. But I'm gonna have to do whatever the variable change of that one was on that piece as well. So let me look at that real quick. Fricky frack. So what's the difference? What did I make? U negative and U positive, so that's a -1. That's a +1. So if I were to copy paste U, turn you into a +1, would you flip over proper? Bow, 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 bow. Let's see if it did it right. Because I'm trying to add a second layer of armor to this puppy as well. Yes, okay, so that's the front piece. And I could also armor the back piece as well under the landing gear. We got a Chaos Star underneath. I've got her wings kind of clipped. Also, Grimdark, which is the mod I'm using to build these, it literally just released an update that added these textures for these PAA files to basically reskin them. So I had an artist I called up yesterday. I'm like, hey, can you do this? And these came out. I'm like, never mind. I'll, I'm sorry. They literally just came out, and it's good enough for me. So what pieces am I going to need here? I'm going to need these two and the back one. Yeah, it should be good. Okay, so let's grab those. And now we're going to play a little bit of what I like to call guess and check. So let's grab these three. You're not attached. Yeah, no, okay. I don't need you because you're not attached to anything. What I do need, actually no, he was the I've got a reference piece over there too, so that's fine. I already forgot which one's which, so I think it would be that. Let's try that. And then there's a bunch of stuff I'm gonna do for orc stuff too, and then I'll, you know, throw it up in the air and show you guys what I want to do with it. I don't really have any good like small stakes though. I'd have to do a lot of editing of the spikes to add skulls. And I'm thinking, you know, we can do that later, if at all, you know, because I think this would be armored enough. So we'll get there when we get there. So that underbelly cutting through, yeah, that's fine. Now, I wonder if I could also technically make these wings bigger. So I think we'll do that after. I'll work on rotating this piece 180 degrees and then getting it shaped out. So we don't have this weird little invisible effect right here. And something that's a little annoying is the bottom of this star kind of clips in the ground, but hey, heresy, don't worry about it. So those pieces are aligned. So let's see here, let's see. This is where it's going to get a little interesting. So try to align that with the base, like right there. And now we want to basically line this up. It's going to be 2.5. And about 1.5 up. Alright. Nothing on red. This is going to be a 2.5 and a 1.5 elevation. For the bottom shell, this piece is going to be a similar 1.5 elevation, but she's going to probably go about negative. We'll do a negative 1.5 to reference. And I'm not even going to do the top shell yet, because otherwise I'm going to take on too much at once. You always want to do this piece by piece. But I've been working on this on and off in between, also working on a giant school project, which wasn't supposed to be a giant school project, but I had no idea what I was doing. None of it was explained in class, and you just had to Google everything. It's a piece of crap when they do that. Okay, so I'm way off on my elevation. I need this up at least another, I want to say 0.5 meters. This is way too forward. I want to pull that back at least 0.5 as well. So, heighten 0.5. Would that line up with the bottom part, though? Yeah, so heighten 0.5, and then top piece move back 0.5. Alright. So this piece, bringing that Y back, bring it to 2, and then this up to 2. Let's see how that looks. So you're probably wondering, why am I doing this instead of just doing it in Zeus? And the reason you can't do this in Zeus is because with attach to commands, it ignores physics. There was an update like a year ago where simply attach to commands in Zeus ignored physics as well, and then there was one update where it just decided to re-add those physics, and it was an absolute pain in the butt. Okay, let's jerk that back another 0.5. I'm gonna have to check her missile physics after I do this, because it looks like she's slightly clipping, but I think I might be able to get away with it. So jerk that back another 0.5. And let's see where that goes. No, I always accidentally hit OK, and I like have to spend another few seconds coming back, and I feel so stupid. So let's do 1.5 on that puppy. And then I want to bring your top armor. Well, no, I should do a bottom armor test first to make sure that the missiles don't clip with the item. And I still would probably want to bring that back another 0.5. The bottom part is perfect, but the top armor is still. I wanna bring it back, because otherwise you get this little invisible piece right here, and it would just be better if I unified that piece. Plus, it keeps the gun overexposed, so it doesn't look like it's bringing out too much. So we're gonna bring that to 1 now, because we're slowly arching it back on the attach command. I don't spawn myself next to it, because when I started, I was accidentally blowing myself up and automatically failing. I'm like, yeah, I'm dumb. How is that? It still leaves a little bit of a gap, so that's like a 0.3. And I do love how it puts the armor out, but we could just smooth it off instead and then connect it on the bottom so we don't have this little interesting, like, pseudo-bomb bay thing. Granted, that's kind of cool, actually, but I don't think we need it per se, because it just... They're not going to get close enough to see that, though, but at the same time, let's just play it safe. Let's do a 0.7. And see if we can solidify the bottom. Because what's also interesting about these armors is, if you just take standard ballistic fire this armor is actually going to deflect that standard ballistic fire, so it's actually making it harder to kill. Unless you're using, and it's also helping to nullify AP rounds and stuff. Oh, okay, I'm gonna bring out the other piece by 0.1 on the reverse side. So this would be a 1.4, because I like the front now. I like the aesthetic of the front. That should connect them. And then I have to do a ballistics test, because I'll let you guys know. Making those rings be able to fire with the ordnance behind them was a pain in the ass. And even then, it's still kind of blocked, but it goes on the top barrel where it fires, so it actually keyholes through this texture. And it still doesn't barely frickin' connect! Okay, I could bring that back 0.2. So let's bring that 0.2, and then this I don't want to bring out anymore, so we'll put that back at 0.5. And that's still a tenth of a meter back. Okay. Orcvic's our last on my list. Ah, there we go. That's where she connects. And then you got that nice little glimpse of bottom armor right there. Oh, it's beautiful. Now I gotta just test her ordinances to make sure she doesn't oof herself. Alright. Flight test. Doesn't matter who I put in there. Oh, by the way, earphone warning. Alright, nothing's blowing up on the bottom. Here's up. Alright, just to make sure nothing's clipping on the primary cannon. Stand by. Yeah, alright, we're good there. Multi-lazes should be fine. Never hurts to untest. This thing will just murder your eardrums for whatever reason. So that's fine. And let's see if the AGS's clip. Nope, we're good. Alright. Ah, that is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. Let me do a land check. Now what's fun about this is because you literally have a GAU 8 on the front. To slow myself down, I can just cut my engine and fire this gun, and it'll reduce my speed. Makes a bitchin' smoke trail, though. Yeah, she lands just fine. You want to be careful not to flip her, but... yeah? Now, what's really fun about the GAU 8... oh, really? It doesn't put me in reverse. Alright, hold on. Let me put my engine on. Later! Reverse takeoff. This is if I need to get the hell out of Dodge real quick. But eventually you'll clip in the ground and kill yourself. So I'd probably set her to invincible if I did that, but... she works. That's all I care about. Alright, so last upgrade I want... Oh, no, I still gotta do the top armor. And then I wanted to extend the tails. The tail armor, to put these a little more forward. And then have a reverse piece, so that's, basically covered. So now I need to do the top piece. So... How would I do that? So if I were to just blind extender here... Honestly, just a 2.3 extension upwards wouldn't be that bad. Let's just go for that. That would be if I were to just take you, put you on the front. That would be a 2.3 for elevation and a 0. But I feel like that means that it's 0.3 meters from top to bottom. I feel like that's gonna go right in the middle of the cockpit. But let's see what it does. Yes, I'm gonna give it a little helmet. Because that actually gives it extra ballistic protection against a strafing run. It adds more pilot protection, because I'm a dick, and I want to make my vehicles OP. Yeah, so that went straight in the armor. That's gonna need another... Where is it? It is literally, like, in the cockpit. Like, yeah, where the guy's feet are. So it's gonna need at least another meter. But yeah, you're gonna see that on this too. I have no idea what else I'm gonna texture on her, because I know she has a literal bomb bay right here, so I can't put anything underneath. And then her gear flaps are there. It's gonna be weird how I build her. I've been thinking of some things, but the angling's gonna be awkward. I might just, fortify the tail, and the rear, and then put a Chaos Star right on the back, because the front, I've got way too many weapons to worry about. But this is my baby, so... Let's see, we'll make this a 3.5. And the only thing I need to worry about is, does it blind the cockpit? Because I don't mind making it more armored, but if it's going to make me a little more blind, then it's going to be a little more difficult for me. So I can see it on the surface right there. It just needs to be lowered a tad. So let's lower it to 2.2, or 3.2. Things in rears, how you doing? What's that? Okay. That should do it. Yeah, looks like she's good. Yeah, so she goes right in the cockpit. Now, the real question is, how does she react to a flight? Give me a renegade, boyo. Okay, this actually... So it adds some blind spots that you would expect with armor, but I can still see my top. I still got... Oh, wait, no, it blocks my front gunnery. So, let's lift her... 0.5... let's lift her a 1/10 of a meter above. So, let's do 3.3. And that should lift it out of my gun sight. I don't mind putting a few blind spots on this thing, but if I can guarantee that, you know, I can't get shot out of my cockpit, it's worth it for me. Now I'm debating, do I want to fortify the back? It's going to also depend on if this guy's able to shoot out with the rear gun. But I mean, the gun's clipping in the Vic right now. So we'll see.
Standing by.
How are we looking? Oh, yeah, but now it blocks my top shell. So this tunnel visions me. What if I do 0.5? 3.2, 0.5, no, 3.25. Meet it in the middle. Because I'm trying to find a good ratio of clipping to armor. But worst comes to worst, I'll just take it out and not do that. Fortify the rear, dummy thick for life. Is that, I mean, it looks good on the outside, adds that little bit of viewer, but decent viewer port. Yeah, this is a good compromise, because if you just look up, you can, you know, actually look around, just a quick alt. But any lower and it would interfere with the gun sight. I don't think I'm going to put a tail end on it, because at that point, it would just block the rear. So yeah, the cockpit's going to be a bit exposed, but that's fine. Pull her up. Yeah, but from inside, it looks like my entire bird is protected. I kind of like that warped perception, because it fits with her. I wish one of the mods had little spikes, so we could, because I know we have skulls in vanilla, but I don't got any spikes. I got hooks, but hooks are really weird looking. I'd have to, like, literally build them into the flight hull, and that's something I don't really want to risk. That is destructive as hell. Got a tail gunner that shoots twin 12.7, which is interesting. But yeah, this thing will murk your eardrums pretty easily. She's got flares. Still, there's no like air-to-air munitions in any of these, which is a little annoying. But you know, I guess we'll work with it. I got scatter shot missiles instead. Those two rocket bombs were so underwhelming. Well, Cross, they can one-shot Lehman Russes, and I think they're the only thing in the ordinances that can do that. If you want to see something that's really overwhelming, then we can get out the spread shot missiles. But we have to change aircrafts for that. So overall, I think that's all I'd want for that. I mean, again, I'm a little iffy about the top armor, but I'll throw it against the 700th and see what happens. This thing's evil, because it has a missile that is like a missile cluster bomb. But you can only get one of them. Yeah, so for this, I have no idea. Oh yeah, wait, I wanted to flip those. Okay, so I'm going to need to do a test here. We're going to take that out. And I'm going to start flipping... Hold on, so it was this that flipped it. So what changes here? Where's the negative 1-to-1 ratio? It's right there. So make that negative. And let's see if it does what I think it does. Because I want to add those extra armored fins on the back, because that can help with additional ballistics protection. Oh, right, I left it on there, so that's going to explode. Okay, well, I'll fix that in the next iteration, that's fine. Does it do what I want? Yes, it does. Okay, so switch that from 1 to -1. It flips her 180 degrees, so I can use those to extend the tail hooks. Cool. So, with that, let's move you off so you don't clip. And then this, exactly the same thing, but we have that as a -1. And this as a -1 as well. And then I'll adjust its differentiation depending on where the wings are and where they center. Heck, okay. I do need to stretch them out a little bit, but where do I have room to do that? So pull the ones I just spawned out by... Let's do 0.5 meter. So this would be a negative y coefficient. So this would be 6.8. What's the big-ass thing in the background? Probably the Valkyrie. But let me finish this asset and I'll explain why I'm doing all of this, why I'm kind of messing around a bit. So you got a little bit of texture clipping, however, we protect most of the wing. But I wanted to have a little bit of a tail. Okay, so here's what we'll do. I'm going to have her +2 on the Y for this one. So this is going to be a, you know, we'll make it a 6 even. So I'll make this 6 even. And we'll make this a 7. So that is a meter in spawn distance. That should make that a lot easier. That should give it a more pronounced wing. The thing with the huge tracks, that's probably a Chimera. I was just observing the different skins because I also want to do some of this for ground-based vehicles for orc assets, but that's a little farther down the road because the 700th are gray listing orcs because of their server performance. Now that's... And you got the little slits from the cover on the side. If anything, I'd want to extend those so that's not exposed so these can be keyholed by anti-aircraft guns. So that would mean that this one needs to be brought back by 0.1 meters. How? That one by another 0.3. Okay. I'm going to be generous, though. So this one we're going to do 7.2. Not 72. Jesus. So we'll do a 0.2. And I'm going to do a 4 here. So this would be a 5 points. We'll do 5.7 instead. And again, really just trying to make this thing look better. Because I want to have better assets. I mean, Air is always flaunting their stuff at me and telling me I'm only allowed to use 50 cals against them. Now I finally have Air assets to throw at them, and I'm going to be mean. I'm going to be very, very mean. Yes, IRL, these things would cost so much whistling. Delicious. Now that's nice. I mean, compared to the, compared to theirs. They ain't got shit on mine. Now that looks like, for the assets I have, that looks like me taking that and turning it into that. Not in as much detail, because I don't have the little spikes. I want the little spikes. I only have little fence pieces that have these. Otherwise, I would literally deck this out with like another 10 assets. Like, I'd put spikes here, I'd put spikes at the end, I'd throw a few little human skulls on it, but We don't have those, so I'm gonna go yell at Gorechild to add those so I can manually do it. Or even these little spike things. Then again, 50 frickin' assets for a single vehicle might be a little overkill, but still. I like it. And she's tested with all ordinances. So let me show off the more interesting ordinances you can put on this puppy. So the Hellstrike missiles, that's basically for killing Vix. Always do 2,000 round multi-laser because it's the same as the 400, it's just more ammo. 5-round last cannon is, I think, meant to be an anti-vehicle weapon, but it's crap. Then you have the frickin' rocket pods. You've got the 4 Hellfire rack, which I don't think actually works. And then we have the 750. And we'll do a 3-round cluster. Oh, it does work. Okay, so yeah, you can literally put 4 of them and lock 4, but yeah, you get this massive little rocket pod. The real trick is you don't want to, like, clip bombs on something that'll, you know, boop you, but let's get this puppy in the air again. Headphone warning, by the way.
Awaiting orders.
So you can still dogfight in this, because if you look up, you can then see me. So got a little bit of a blind spot right there, but she'll appear on your little the stuff around that crosshair as a green dot, so you can still adjust accordingly. Plus, I use third person because I'm a cheater. But yeah, basically, the cluster bombs. I can feel the server dying from here. The rocket pod, which I kind of just like the way that looks. It's literally just a more controlled cluster bomb. The 750. Pop goes the weasel. Yeah, she makes a really big flash. And then the 4 AGSs. And I didn't just explode, so that's good. That's very good. And then 1,500 rounds of GAU 8, because, you know, screw everybody. It's a very deadly dogfighter weapon, even though it's meant to be against vehicles. That thing will tear shit apart. Alright, but let's see. For everything that's part of her, I'm going to move her over here, because that's completed. I can make that into a composition, but now... what the heck am I going to do for you? I mean, at least I'm going to do a top armor piece. So I know for a fact I want this thing. So I labeled you... let's label you Thunder. And with the 1, because I'm going to want multiple of these per operation, because I'm a jerk. Give me a Chaos Star for its butt. Let's tar these out. Now if I were to make a guess, that is 4.4 and 1.8. These measurements aren't always accurate, so you always got to recheck. And then that I'll throw to the side, because that was part of something else. Let's see what these do. And I'll adjust them accordingly. I'll check the flight pit. Cockpit, whatever it's called. Cookie, good morning. I think Cookie... aren't you Aussie, Cookie? Or I could be wrong. You're from somewhere exotic. I remember that much. Hello? Alright, way too far back. Cockpit needs to be lowered and slid a tad. And that one needs to be brought in. So positive Y, negative Y. And honestly, just a rotated piece to even her out might not be a bad idea. But then again, she needs it because otherwise she won't be able to see above her. That's the one issue with these. So this needs to be brought back. Do 3.7. I think her elevation was fine. This one needs to be reduced a touch. So let's do 3.1. Let's see where she goes from that. So I'm worried about the Chaos Stars being too big to put on her twin engines on the front. Plus, I don't want it to clip in those weapon placements. If I had smaller Chaos Stars, then yeah. That still needs to be brought in. And that, I think... Let me check her for clipping here, but... I might have the elevation right, I just need to bring her in a bit more. Okay, lower her just a tad so I can clip through her and I can add the back level of armor just to get my thing. I don't know why the star's not moving. I didn't rename it to Avenger 1. Alright, she's got 30mm autocannon, 2 bombs, and then these big las guns, which I personally hate. Like, I think it's supposed to be a penetrator round. But let me show you the most BS round I have ever seen on an aircraft that I just wish I had in every other mod set. So you got your bomb. This is like a bomber plane, you know, all good, all good. But 1 round scatter shot missile. I'm gonna use that against the 700th. I'm gonna burn all my bridges, and I am just going to, yeah. I'm gonna have a little bit of fun with that. You're not named a Thunder 1, which is why you're not attaching properly, you piece of shit. And you need to be brought down to 3.0. So with you, I'm actually gonna drag you back to 4.4 because you weren't attaching properly. And now let's see how things go. I only get 1 of them, though, so I have to have a full wing of aircraft in order to suppress an area properly. Not that I would use it against the player base. Oh no, that would be too mean of me, right, guys? Wink. Alright. So she needs to be elevated on the tail. With that, yep, you have her cockpit slightly clipping through, so she'll be able to see through that texture. My issue now is the front gun. Will I be able to dogfight with this puppy? And the answer is probably no, but this is more of a single bomber plane, so... No, I still got her, and then I look up, and then it's the same thing as the bomber plane. It's just with this, I definitely want to add a tail extension. Well, the scatter shot is... I know it's supposed to be the AA missile because they don't want to add any AA lock-on because Zephyr has her example, or her definition of how she wants to develop the mod, and she's free to develop whatever she wants. She's a developer, after all. It's just that, you know, I personally think that, okay, I'll just come up with more creative ways to kill the players. As I should, right? Okay. So you need to be brought back another... Let's bring you back to 5. That's a 4, wee-woo. And elevate this up to 2.4. And then with you, I want you brought in... And you need this to be a negative to rotate you 180. And your Y also needs to be adjusted to a -1. And let's see what that does. So this one's going to have less under armor, so she'll be a bit more killable. think I nailed the engine placement. I might need to pull it a little further back, though. I might just design her tail a little more with customality. So, okay. Why do you keep flipping? I mean, it's amusing, but... Oh. So raised up, brought back point. I want to say... If this is a meter, actually, you need to be brought back like 0.7. 0.7 raised up about 0.3. And then this thing, I mean, that is perfect, but let's see how it looks in the cockpit. Because I want to dogfight people with these. I've been brushing up on my dogfight skills. I want to murk air, give them a little run for their money. Because they were way too comfortable in my, in the orc fight. Yeah, so this is doable. It shows a little extra layer of armor. Remember a project that was canceled that was basically munitions on parachutes from bombs or artillery shells that float down, ping metal returns, talk to each other so they don't double up, and launch shaped charges at the roof of an entire vehicle battalion. There's some bullshit out there, Lamau. No surprise. Alright, negative 5.7 raised up to about 2.7. I'm gonna be a little more generous now. Let's do 5.8. I'm going to throw a few of these in the air and see how they do. The Chaos Star doesn't have to be exactly on the tip of the tail. In fact, it can kind of hug the rear part of the engine itself. Like, that is actually perfect. That is... yeah. Because what this does is it also makes a hitbox of, I mean, it should. Let me check, but hard to grab you. This is solid, right? Yeah. So, you can't hit the texture. You can't hit the plane unless you hit, like, right in the center. But you see that little click right there of that? So some parts it goes through, but some parts it doesn't. So this is essentially creating a hitbox, making this unkillable if you attack it from the rear. Which is why that is incredibly overpowered. Unless you hit it right in the engine. That's why these are very, very mean. Because they are essentially making it much harder to kill. It's the butt protection, exactly. And I don't have anything for the bomber. I have it if you're going underneath, but the actual tail I'm not defending. Because I have a tail gunner that will defend my butt. And another thing I can do is just add blue Ford targets to enemy aircraft. So that way we'll, I'll show you guys something interesting. I put a butt plug. Oh, God. Here we go. So the group I'm in for this school project, they're sending a bunch of texts freaking out, and I'm ignoring them because I'm not gonna... Would you rather me show you guys this really cool shit, or do you want me to just randomly text a bunch of people how to do a project that honestly does take a considerable amount of time, and they're all doing literally an hour and a half before the due date? Let them all fail. Alright. So, aside from Liru getting a little evil right there, how do we want to design this tail? So I'd rather do this. This is more fun for me. You know, what if we did a side rotation here instead? But the wing kind of clips out, which is an issue. Yeah, more cool stuff, right? It's because of this little tail wing, it doesn't really make it conceivable to have this, you know? Because it would just penetrate through the wing. So again, there's not really any good spots here to add additional armor. I mean, maybe we could put tail caps. I think, yeah, we literally just have enough length to pop the tail, add some tail coverage. And this bend, because we have a double bend right here and that's a single bend, there's no good angle to really put that without making it look like it's clipping. Yeah, if you're going to fail something, make sure you fail it spectacularly. Exactly right. Ooh, wait. Those are my spikes. Yes! Yes, I can use the skulls! I can use the skulls! I have to make sure that doesn't blow the engine module out right, but... And there's two little spikes right there! Hold up, hold up! And then flip them around 180, right? Oh, we can put skulls on it! We can put skulls on it! Now, real quick, if I were to type skull in here, the vanilla placement of it is that way, right? Okay, so that means I'll have to rotate those. Again, I don't really want to do hooks because they're just... Rotating something where the thing is literally underneath it, it's just a massive guess and check. And the chain is too big. I wonder. Oh, no, that's perfect. Oh, God, but what mathematical setting are we going to have to do for that? Put bodies on the wings. I mean, I do have corpses, but... that would create a lot of drag. And the issue is I think the spikes aren't going to be seen... Here, let me look at something real quick. Let me hit the play button. Let me look at what can go where here. Chaos doesn't care about drag, right? I have a better idea. With that, they're kind of blocked, but they can be seen, and since they'd be sticking on the outbound, that'd be worth it. So this one we're gonna go for a little more aesthetics then. But I need to find a command that lets me essentially make this way. So I'm gonna try to be lucky here. So that is 1 and -1, right? Yep, and that's the one with the positive one. So out of curiosity, If that is the normal placement, and that's the normal placement, that should give me that setting. Hopefully. Or it maybe just completely effed my spikes. I don't know. Okay, we're in the right ballpark. That set them like that. So let's try these two instead, because it's not exactly what we'd want. Hippity hoppity. That Chimera didn't jump that time. Okay, so let's try these two in it. As you can see, I did a lot of experimentation with that set DIR factor. Because I wanted to see what did what. Did I copy you? Where's the change then? -1. Are you a positive one? That's what it is. You're a positive one. Switching things between 1, -1, positive ones, all this other cray bullshit. But a lot of this is simply trial and error. Trying to figure out what ratios I like. Let's see. And that merely flipped the hooks. But then again, alright, if I just wanted a simple rotation of the skull, let's now get a skull chart going. If I want to do a 180 of the skull, what would I do? Let's look into it. Oh god, I'm not putting fluffers on these things. We can put fluffers in the cockpit, maybe. What rotates her? So that does a 90 degree, but what does a full 180, according to my chart? We never made a rotate. Okay, by this logic, there to there rotates it. So what's between those two that actually rotates it? Where's the 1 and -1 coefficient? It's the first one. Okay. So minus the rotation right here. Let's take that 0 out. And I need a 0'd one for reference. Okay. Fluffers is the one hiding in the cockpit. He's the one building all these crazy vehicles. I'm just the front man. What skull rotation is good? None of them did what I wanted. God damn it. How do you do a simple 180? We never learned that. I just realized I don't have one that just does a simple 180. Ah! Crap, I really don't. I don't have any of them that just are turned around. Z access to -1. Both Z's or just the directional Z? I mean... Well, let's find out. Will we get Chaos Code IEDs? One day. Yeah, crosshairs both. It's the set DIR up and down command. I'm not gonna lie. I could read into it and learn how to do it properly. Okay. And that would probably require a lot less headband. God damn it. Stop it. That thing is just really horny. I don't know why. Playing Republic Commando and listening to this is fun. God. I still remember the clip of me in Ghost Ship, drunk off my ass, knowing a Transnotion would spawn above me. So I throw the thermal det, I laugh, and then I look back up, and I threw it perfectly in the air for it to land right at my face. Because I didn't move. I only stepped back, I just watched it land, like, fly back in my face, screamed, and died. Yeah. Those were the days. Those were the frickety-frackety days. Okay. Wait a minute. Oh, Silent, how are you doing? Yeah, we're good. We're gonna spend KatsuCon together. I know she's con crunching. So, things should be going good between us. So what's the difference in numbers here? That one rotated with this one is a 1... So do I have... I have that as a 1 and -1. School's starting for you next week. Big oof. Ah! I can't math. Okay. You know what? Let's just get the hooks on there, and then we'll look back at the skulls as I'm taking a break. Oh, Silent, you lost access to the account? That sucks. What happened to it? God, what did Twitch do this time? Twitch is an interesting being, I'll say that much. Why you no rotate? I just want a rotated skull. Ah! Now we're going to want the hooks like this, so I want 2 of these, and we'll place them on the wings. So that's the top right design. Alright, now positioning here is actually going to be really, really interesting. Because this is where rotationary stuff gets weird. 3.2 meters. 5.8 meters. 1.1. .2. Let's try that. Boop. I got a new phone because my original blew up. Literally, ouch. Hope it wasn't the Galaxy Note 7. Those like to go boom boom. So I went with new carrier and got a new number instead of being my uncle's carrier. Well, when I tried to change my phone number with Authy, it denied and refused to work for me. Because, yes, at two-factor authentication, you have to have your other number, and it's impossible to get that number when you switch numbers. So, yeah, no, it can't cuff you. You gotta preset everything beforehand. And numbers. Okay, we're way off. I might have switched 2 numbers on accident, because I feel like if I had those numbers the other way... Kappa. Okay, more in, more out. So... less on the Y, so let's do, like, 2.8, and then more outbound on there, so let's do 5. No, let's just even it out to 5. What would y equals that x, what, for the set rotation? I have no idea. Maybe 1 was the wrong number. Usually the numbers are supposed to be between 0 and 1, and you're supposed to do factors, but... I don't know. We can go experiment with it in a second. I'm just trying to get these hooks up. So that hook needs to be brought up like another 4 meters back. Okay. Let's just get one of those coordinates right, and then we'll be okay. So you need to be brought up to like 4, based off of what I just saw. We'll do 3. You still need to come back on the Y, so let's do 2.2, and let's do 5.4. Slowly enter in place, because once we have that one, we can do the other one and just set a negative coefficient for the X, and she'll be fine. Okay, better. We're actually, I think we're pretty well aligned for the Y. We just need to now lower it and bring it back. So let's lower her 0.5 meter. So let's do 2.6 and then bring her back to 5 even. But the Y is perfect. But yeah, the whole situation caused me so much stress that my doctors were threatening to hospitalize me because my vitals went from normal. Oh, what's that? Your blood pressure. Jesus. Not leak recovered, but now I don't have all that stress. Well, that's good, Silent. It's crazy what life can do to you. But hey, Twitch is Twitch. Wee woo. Wee woo. Wee woo. Wee woo. Wee woo. I put the X change in the Y coefficient. I put the X change in the Y coefficient. Wee woo! Does anyone remember what number I had in there for a second? Because I just accidentally put the wrong number in the wrong thing, and now I feel silly. Okay. So, to affect that, I think it was at 5.5. We still need to drag this back, so let's do 1.6. I think the elevation is still just a tad up, so let's do 2.4. I'm playing a random compilation in the background of just various Warhammer 40k songs, so keck. Silent, it's because when I talk to an audience, I don't think with all of my brain, and therefore I do stupid things. Could this be it? There's probably going to need to be a micro change somewhere, but... Okay. Lower it by 0.2, drag it back by 0.4. So lower it to 2, we'll do 2.1, and then drag it back by, let's make it 1.1. Bloodwing's cosplay, con crunching, so... Hold up. Okay. I will put a text in here because there is something. Schedule table. I do want to help him with this because it was bullshit. Because there was something where you had to literally change how Microsoft Project worked in its templates to get it to show something specific, and it took me an hour and a half, and half of that time was literally searching for the answer. So I'll be nice. That'll save them some time, so maybe they can still finish by midnight. But you know, there's Wee Woo's one good deed for the day. Okay, up and back. I had to dig for like a literal forum answer somewhere on the deep web to answer that question. It was a bitch. Ah. I did miss Silent Kitten's slightly lewd comments. Those made my day. Oh, why are you so difficult? Okay. 0.2 back, 0.1 up. Point 0.7. Why didn't you save? Just do 2. Maybe I hit the cancel button on accident. I don't know. It's me we're talking about. I make mistakes. Nuclear goats and goat launchers. See, to actually make a goat launcher, you would have to make a bullet tracer texture that was actually a goat, and I don't know how to do that. Oh, but look at this. That is literally perfect. Oh. Anyone figure out how to rotate that skull 180 degrees yet? Because the hook's ready. Alright, and then this is really easy. You just literally do this, and then you put a negative sign. And now I'm going to grab this skull. No, that's not the skull. The lid. The lid. The lid. Alright. Now, the elevation for this is actually perfect. But we're going to need to adjust the X and Y. So if I were to put you directly on top of that, 1.6. 1.1. So, negative 1.6. Let's try that. Hold on, I'm telling my my PAA guy if he wants, he can come on the stream and look at what we're doing. Hook is perfect. Where's the skull? Where is the skull? I have a feeling it's somewhere in here. Yep, okay. So, actually, might need to be put 0.1 more on the right, 0.1 down, but just needs to be brought back like another meter. So, let's order that real quick. So, 0.1 down, so 2.1. 0.1 on the right, so this would make it a 0.2. And then let's literally make this a 2.6. I'm sorry, JFax. I know. Literally, the mod updated as 4 hours ago. As I was making these in between doing a school project and playing D&D. So, they told me as we were wrapping D&D up, hey, this update. And I'm like, oh, okay. Oops. So, let's see. 0.1 up, 0.1 back, and another 0.3 out. So, 0.1 up. So, let's do 0.5, 2, and let's round that out to 3. Yeah, oh, I've done it in, I think the most I've gone is hundredths to make these assets in the correct spot. At that point, you're just splitting hairs for something that can be texturally glitchy. Now that, it's still off a little bit, so half a point back. Okay. So 1 up, 1 back. Let's try that. Oh no, that makes sense, Cross. If you're doing surgery, then yes, the 1,000th of an inch is very important for any actual implants IRL. For Arma, you don't have to care that much. Spike's going through, so I just need to adjust her literally like a 25th of a meter outwards. So let's try 125. Yeah, through the eye socket. I want to try to get it through the nose, because I like my symmetry. That's like... That is literally like in 1,000th. I'm a perfectionist, damn it. Except when it comes to my helicopters not towing things on the server properly, then I get pissy. Then fuck perfection, I just want it to work. This should do it. I'm feeling good about this one. Feeling good about this one. Come on. Oh, man. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, it's a little on the left, but that's okay. I mean, if Cats can be made into a movie, then that is okay. Oh, I love it. I love it. Love it. Okay. I still don't know how we rotate this 180 degrees. To the forums! 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. I don't want 90 degrees, I want... I need 180 degrees! It only does 90-degree rotations. Ah! Okay. Okie dokie. Okay, 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 okay. Alright, now how do we make those skulls go forward? What if I do 1 and 1? What about 1 and -1? What about 1 and 1? But we make this now into a -1. What are my numbers, Jeremy? Show me the numbers. I'm good, Gear. How are you doing? I'll get to your DM later. I'm sorry. I saw it, but I got caught up in a bunch of other stuff. I just want a skull that's rotated 180. Literally every rotation except the one I want. Okay, you're partially rotated. We did a 180-degree rotation with the tank. I think, was this number he switched? Screw it, we're gonna just make every number. Let's try those. Because I remember we flipped a Rhino 180 degrees to make a special vehicle. My god, I had a friend message me about the Cats movie. And I have never decided to stop talking to somebody for a few days quicker than that. Oh, you little bitch! Okay, you know what? We're gonna cheat. We're gonna cheat because I hate everything. Do. Ripping open my vanilla files. Fuck, I'm on Prince of Pleasure and it's on the fucking LCPL Liru account. Hold up. No, I know how to fix this. Let's see. We can rip out Desert Protocol right there, which was Project 11. Was it Fun Time 7? It might have been Fun Time 7. Yep, it was Fun Time 7 because that's where I put the thingy in the other thingy. And I got sued because I put it in her thingy. Okay. You would think 2 would be 180. No, I'll show you guys the script. I just gotta find it. Fun times! Liru, you saved, right? No? Oh, that's great! Wow! I wonder how much projects you're gonna fucking lose! Wow! Nah, JK, it saves it every time you hit the play button automatically because this game is very smart. Okay. Who remembers this bullshit? It's a -1 in the middle and a 1 on the far right. I hate that. I didn't save anything. You just watch someone lose hours of products from an accidental window closure. I love those. I love them. Love them. Or be me and have it auto-save Eden every 5 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot how to do that. What is... Oh, because there's spaces. You don't need spaces. Cack. Alright. Now that should flip it 180. The settings tab? I don't know. No, you can turn 180. It's just that's the one script that's the one line of code that makes it work. Yeah. Because someone came in here and told me the number set because they knew how to do trigonometry in their head, and I'm like, oh, cool. All right, so that's how we'll do it. We're literally going to now put it on those hooks. Oh, yeah, by the way, I never got to check out. Is that a line? It's going slightly on the left. You know, that's okay. Again, the Cats movie exists, so that is perfectly okay. It's perfectly okay. But yeah, she is so exposed in some spots. I could add an underpatch on the Bombay door, but I mean, with all the little aesthetics we're doing instead, I think that would be better. Okay. Now. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually gonna give this the exact same line of code. Because it's gonna end up on the hook. But I am going to increase her elevation to 2.3. And bring her back by a 0.65. Turning 2 axes by 90. Yeah, because you can, the most you can extend it for that command is 90 degrees. Because it doesn't let you turn over 90 degrees for any of those numbers, so you gotta use both to do a 180 command. Which is silly. Okay. I mean, she looks aligned maybe 0.5 above. Otherwise, she needs to be brought more south. This isn't music. This is just some weird music that it's not music. It's weird. All right, 2.35, and it needs to be extended to about. Let's just do a 1. It's probably going to shoot it over. We're going to do a 9.5 instead. Because I have a sneaking suspicion. Call it a feeling. Not in my gut. In my nether region. Maybe it'll work. I'm sorry, son. I'm bad. It's music, but it's the miss. Oh. 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 Oh.
Ready for orders.
Oh. 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 I got your air to air right fucking here. We're making it later. We're making that later, and no one's going to stop me. All right. Anyway, let's see how the hook is. All right. So it's like 0.02 down, 0.03 down, another 3 or 4 extended. Okay. Okay. So, this one, 0. Let's do 3. And we're going to need this to be at least 1.3. I've got your air-to-air right freaking here. Object scaling exists, but it's only in map tools, and map editing is, or terrain editing is a fucking nightmare. That's one thing I refuse to get into. That's why I have a lot of respect for map devs. Because that is just... you know? 1.5. Yeah, the vanilla A10s. Don't remind me. Oh, I hated giving them those things. But I want to do a proof of concept test here. I have tried map making. I am not patient. This game, especially for scripting, has made me patient. But I'm not that patient for map development. Wee-woo, you did it the wrong way. You did a 3.2. It should have been a 3.7 or something. I don't know, math. But this is a line, and that's all I care about. So 0.1 forward. .3 on the elevation. Well, here's the thing. I mean, it's... I don't mean to talk shit. I'm just saying it how it is. We were basically shack-tacking them. Where, what that means, that's my terminology for when you give an asset. That is actually really cool. I'm keeping that. It's like right on top. Oh, man, the hook's like in the mouth. Yeah. Oh, that's like... That is something you give Ghost Rider. Hell yeah. That is actually perfect. But they don't like it when I give lock-on AT to the enemy. Similar to, Shack Tack, where everyone will call him a good pilot, but he'd only fight 50 cal. Like, he wouldn't fight any, you know, actual lock-on AA, because missile defense is probably the hardest thing to do in Arma if you are in a tight spot. That's just my 2 cents. Who gives a shit? Alrighty. I think that's good, because that's what, 2 armored pieces, 2 hooks. The tail is defended, the cockpit's defended, the wings, I don't think these have any hitboxes, but that's fine. AA in real life is stupidly OP. Okay, I have seen what an Igla, I think it was an Igla, yeah, what an Igla does to an Mi-24. It literally tears the tail rotor off. Like, that whole tail fin part. It just tears it off, and the chopper helplessly flies down into its death. That's scary. That is some actual scary shit. Honestly, those 2 pilots in that video probably died, but ugh. Yeah, fighting fair is fighting stupid. You want to fight unfair. You always want to fight unfair. That's why I'm adding ballistic armors to these aircraft to make their hitboxes retarded, because that is fighting unfair. I love the little details, though, with the skulls. I could add an under armor component. I just wouldn't want it to really interfere with that landing gear. Because with this, we have it down and it doesn't really interfere. The star, it clips it, but it doesn't really do that compared to the Under Armour right there. And I still have to make a Super Valkyrie. The Super Valkyrie. You know what? I have an idea. I have a very, very bad idea. We're gonna make an AA Valkyrie. Now, you're probably wondering how you would do that. And to explain how, I need to, let's see, go into... Where'd I put it? Not op concepts. Scripts, there we go. Because I put my script into that. Yes. Now you're probably wondering, why am I grabbing this little script? Well, you see, I kind of, I hate people, and I hate air. And, this is no exception. So first I need that. Let's see. Now I need an attach command. I think we all know what's going on here. Alright, negative 7.5, elevation to 4.2. Do 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 do. What's my favorite map for Arma 3? I need to do a new pool because I've always said it's been Al Rayek, but there's been a lot of really cool maps that have come out in the past year. And I really want to get back into map reviews too, but I need more time. Further back. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Cham is a good map. We actually have that in our TSB main mod set. I just haven't used it much because I tend not to use TSB main a lot if every other Zeus in the community is using TSB main. I mean, this is the difference now because now TSB main is realism to Cold War. But since every other Zeus under the sun is using it, I just don't have any interest. Now, you're probably wondering, what is this thing? What are you doing, Liru? Why does this exist?
So, let's give him a warm welcome,
Well,
shall we?
the reason is because I'm a jerk. Oh, I set that to independent. Well, it's not going to matter. Actually, yes, it does, because Op4 will infinitely get mad about that thing. So, this needs to be set to west, east. How will those fire? I'll show you how. Is that what I think it is? Filthy Heretic Horus, it is just my, my anti-air. Since Grimdark refuses to add anti-air, I will add my own version of anti-air. So let's see. Let's say we have these, let's see. Let me get some renegades out. Men.
Waiting.
Let's say there's these,
Ready. Waiting.
she will. I don't think she needs a laser guided, actually. Can you not harass my Valkyrie, please? See, those things are really, really powerful in terms of their tails.
Liru, I want my goat back.
Lake's, not a monster. It's just for you to show, or it's just show how I care. I appreciate that. Ooh, that was close. Just tried to put a hellfire on me. Stop it. Okay. Oh, why are you giving me that glitch? No! Oh, why that one? Ugh. She's only gonna do it if it's, if she's placed, isn't she? Yep. You little frickin' jackrabbit. Wow, okay, it just blew it up. Well, I digress. Alright, so she doesn't like it when I use attach commands because then her artillery pod, for whatever reason, doesn't want to work proper. So, let's try it like this. If I were to come over here, and I were to make a Valkyrie. So, give me the Renegade Valkyrie. Boop, boop, boo, da, boop, boop, boo. So, that would be Grimdark. Pylon enabled.
Standing by.
Hit the G key on him. Go to Garage. So they'd have to be spawned in. We'll continue where we left off, but... Oh, damn, that's why you shouldn't do it in MP4, but I do it in MP4 because I'm lazy. Oh well. Just means, yeah, we can just use the recorded VOD, it's fine. Don, don't delete this VOD. Or any mods, don't delete this VOD. Virtual. I'm gonna quickly write a message in the thingy to say, hey, mods, don't delete my VOD. I need it for some funny highlights because that Chimera bouncing around was kind of cute. TSB mod room, Twitch mod room. There it is. Okay. 40K dev. All right, cool. Alrighty. So let's go back to our office. See, the really how do I put this? the really fascinating thing I like to find about, once you've done Arma for so long, whether you're a mission maker or a Zeus or a map dev or something, when you've mastered something, put I think they say to master something, it takes 10,000 hours, which I do have. I recently crossed the 10,000 hour limit, I want to say a month ago, is you can think of all these crazy solutions to do stuff. So I'm going to try this. So I'm going to copy paste that. Oh, but it's going to be set to blue for if we do the command. Okay, well, maybe if I don't do it, that'll be okay. But let me grab this and then delete it. And now let's see if I can make this work. Because it's going to keep that variable name of that Valkyrie. So what if I double click on the vehicle, and because it's a vehicle, it's going to give me an ace init command, and I could just attach it to that item. So just to give some reference here, create a random target out there. Oh, there's the Chimera flip again. Hi, buddy. Don't know why you do that. That's really weird. Please stop. All right, so artillery fire mission. Artillery fire. Oh, now you want to do it. You're so finicky. Okay, well, proof of concept, because I still want to test this one thing out. Delete. Ha ha Yes. So I can just spawn one, and then if I have the right placement and the variable names, I can just do that. Easy. Easy game. I'm going to restart the music. Oh, YouTube even. Wow, it crashed all of... That temporarily crashed my internet. Jeez. That's crazy. Yeah, everything needs to refresh a page. Wow, alright. So, don't touch the pinup girls. I guess we'll... Maybe they're hiding the Slaneshi in there. I'm never going to get it. Okay, that's okay. Artillery fire mission. So, you'll fire to that target. So, why is this important? Why do I want to be able to kill everybody? And I'll give you your answer. It's simple. Let's pretend these are my pesky little aircraft. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh, I need crew. Renegades. Maybe it's because it was in the air, it wasn't detecting it, which is fine. Why are you underground? Oh, you're the stakes asset, right? I almost forgot. Alright, fly evasive.
Understood.
You're gonna be careless hold fire because you're trying to avoid them. And for the sake of argument, I'm going to make him invincible so he's not shot down because I want to show you guys why this is OP as shit.
We'll go.
So they're on our tail. That is gonna be fun. This is called the Stay Away From Me cruise missile system. Not the most accurate, but effective. Alright, Air. Let's see what you got. Cause I got some heresy. See, again, Grimdark doesn't add AA missiles, so I will add the AA missiles for myself. Now, here's an even better part. If I hide you, would you still do the thing? You would still do the thing. Oh. Oh, that is malicious. They wouldn't even know it's there, and I could just whiff a tail missile at them. Ooh. Ooh, I'm getting giddy about this. Oh. Ah. Mmm. Guys, I'm a jerk. And you know what? That's okay. That is A-okay. What do we also have? We have the Thunderbolts, right? Just a little more proof of concept. Little more proof of concept. Just, you know, this Valkyrie flying around. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Ah, that is mean. That's very mean. Do I care? No. And just like that rocket that just came out of that ship, my rocket is incredibly ready for action with that puppy. Ah, I love what I make. Well, okay. The moral of the story is if I tell them not to attack this thing and Air decides to attack it anyway, I'm gonna murk the shit out of them. I wish Silent was still around. We'd be making a lot of bad jokes. Do I even really need an evil Valkyrie texture if I have that? I mean, the issue is you can't set it upside down because then the VLS system won't fire because that's how things work in Arma, but... Oh, man. Just imagine that. Whew, it is 11:30 at night, guys. I got a lot of work done, and I think I'm gonna just take a small little break. Between 5 hours on a school project and then about 3 hours developing these bad boys. I've got a big smile on my face. Thank you guys for watching. Go operate Operation, and we'll be back at 5 o'clock tomorrow for the US versus Iranian finale. I gotta put some of these pictures up on Twitter, because I'm proud of these. This is just an armored Goliath, and that is just a sexified skull magnet that you can't shoot down on the rear. Cheers, guys. Have a good one. Go operate operationally.